Water coasters combine elements of roller coasters and log flumes. You have the high-speed twists, turns, and drops of a coaster, with the splashdowns and free-floating sections of a flume. Ever since Mach debuted their version in the late 1990s, the model has become far more common. Today, there are 35 operating water coasters across the globe, and in this video, I will rank the 15 best I have personally experienced. Before starting the list, some notes. 1. I have not been to China, which has the most water coasters of any country. 2. I will only include water coasters that are listed in RCDB. This excludes several flumes that have uphill segments or bunny hills. To be listed as a coaster in RCDB, there must be a coaster element outside of a main drop sequence. 3. I am not counting the suspended coasters that have water features. This includes rides like Hershey Park's former Roller Soaker and Yas Waterworld's Bandit Bomber. Those coasters do not have water in the track itself, so they feel radically different. 4. I will not be including the water slides that are commonly referred to as water coasters or master blasters. I have a separate countdown already released for this style of ride. Starting off the list at number 15 is Speed at Energylandia. This Intamin water coaster is the tallest and fastest ride of its kind, but its bark is bigger than its bite. You start with an intimidating elevator lift near the start, then you have a large drop, but it is surprisingly shallow, so it simply builds speed. Then the following coaster sections are quite mellow. However, I cannot deny this is an absolute soaker. It may be the wettest ride in this list. Number 14. Divertical at Mirabilandia. This is yet another Intamin water coaster. It is similar to Speed, how it is large and lacking major forces, but I thought this one has slightly better pacing on the turns, and I really appreciated that massive splash to get relief from the harsh Italian heat. Number 13. Journey to Atlantis at SeaWorld San Diego. This is a Mach water coaster. The initial drop has some zip, and the resultant splash gets you very wet. Then the coaster section at the end has some swooping drops, but they lack power and have a noticeable rattle. I give this one the edge over the prior two rides because it is dressed up nicer, as it takes place around a grand facade. I wish there were more visuals during the slower floating bits though. Number 12. Journey to Atlantis at SeaWorld San Antonio. This is a Mach Super Splash reminiscent of a Shoot the Chutes ride, except this one uses a turntable to treat riders to a backwards dip. This offers a little falling sensation. Then you rotate forwards for the larger plunge. This offers a little airtime and back. Then everyone manages to get a refreshing splash. What I love about the Super Splash model is that most of them manage to get you wet while keeping your shoes dry. Number 11. Atlantica Super Splash at Europa Park. This is similar to the prior ride with two key changes. 1. There is a bunny hump after the main drop that offers weak floater airtime for all. 2. This version is superior theming. This includes a dolphin statue after the splashdown that will spray everyone in the boat. Number 10. Super Splash at Tussenfried. This is another Mach Super Splash, but this one lacks the turntables. The dip after the lift is deceptively steep, so it's still fun. Then the main plunge is great. This is the ride's biggest strength. It is profiled weirdly, so it offers a delayed but potent pop of airtime. The following bunny hill offers weak sustained floater, and the resultant splash is comfortable in most rows, but quite wet up front. Number 9. Krampus Expedition at Nigloland. This is a Mach water coaster. I love the soundtrack and theming, particularly that Krampus rockwork by the final splashdown. The coaster section lacks negative Gs, and the turns unfortunately have a shake to them, but the spiral drop has some laterals, and the final plunge offers a falling sensation, and this one will definitely cool you off on a hot day. Number 8. Fjord Explorer at La Pal. This is the newest Mach water coaster as of this recording. It is similar to the prior ride in many ways. It has nice music and some cool visuals during the slower bits, but the coaster section is a bit better. This one features some steep turns for the genre, including a large wave turn. It too is light in airtime though, and the directional change is once again shimmy. With most Mach water coasters, the front is the wettest row by far. It is the opposite with this ride though. The back is the wettest seat. Number 7. Big Timber Log Ride at Enchanted Forest. This is a scenic miler log flume. The attraction starts with a long lift hill and a brief dark ride scene past some loggers. Then you have a layout high among the trees. Towards the end, there's a small drop followed by an uphill ascent. While unique, it does feel a bit gimmicky. The final drop is quite good though. It is very tall for a flume, and the final splash can soak you if you're in a heavy boat. There's a reason the park sells ponchos at the ride itself. Number 6. Storm Coaster at SeaWorld. This is another mock water coaster. Most of the coaster section is a big okay helix, but I love the finale. Like Tusenfried's Super Splash, the main plunge is profiled strangely. You again take a while to reach the max angle, but when you do, you get a good burst of airtime. Then the following bunny hump will have you levitating out of your seat. You then have a large splash and float through a dark ride sequence en route back to the station. Number 5. Scatoween at Jur's Summerland. This is a clone of Storm, but I give this version a slight edge. I prefer how the main show scenes and thematic elements come first, so the coaster section serves as a climax. But this is just personal preference. I also think the rockwork and Kraken animatronic at the start look really good. Number 4. Poseidon at Europa Park. This mock water coaster features a long course. There are 2 lift hills. The first portion is a large helix with some decent Gs. This used to have a shuffle, but was retracked recently to smooth it out. Then the second lift is once again followed by another weirdly profiled drop that offers a late but strong airtime pop, and the splashes get you comfortably wet. Number 3. The Mock Power Splash. This is arguably the most thrilling water coaster out there. The launches are unique, and they have some kick to them. The third one in particular is a forceful backwards one that folds you over the restraint. Then this ride has some nice airtime. The middle hump gives some really nice floater airtime after the third launch. Then you get good weightlessness on the spikes. Last but not least, the ride ends in a giant splash. Those on the edges will get way wetter than those in the inside seats, so plan accordingly. Number 2. Vliehende Hollander, aka the Flying Dutchman at Efteling. This is the most atmospheric ride in this list. You start with a long, ominous dark ride sequence simulating being lost at sea. It is chillingly misty. Then you suddenly encounter a giant ship. This leads to the coaster section. It starts with a punchy drop indoors that offers a really good pop of airtime in the back. Then you head outdoors. These elements are mild, but they track smoothly. Then the final splash is often programmed to be dry due to this country's cooler temperatures. And coming in number 1 is Journey to Atlantis at SeaWorld Orlando. Mock's original water coaster is their best. This one has some fantastic dark ride scenes at the start between the musical score and the ornate physical sets. Then the main drop is swift and offers a solid pop of airtime. The finale with the coaster drop is a bit more of a novelty, but it has a nice sense of speed in the dark. Just beware row 1 on this ride. This ride is refreshing in most rows, but comically drenching up front due to this evil little dip in the middle of the ride. Those are my 15 favorite water coasters I have personally experienced. What is your favorite water coaster? Let me know down in the comments. If you enjoyed this countdown, I would appreciate it if you gave this video a like, and you consider subscribing, because there'll be a lot more roller coaster and amusement park videos here at Canopy Coaster. Thanks for watching.